Hey lovelies, it's Kate. I hope you're ready for another mansion in The Sims 4. I built a modern, kind of minimalistic mansion in Desert Valley, but this time it's on the 50 by 40 lot. This isn't the huge 64 by 64 lot. I just wanted to build on a slightly smaller lot for a change, and I was going for this minimalistic style. When I work on modern builds, usually I like to add lots of round shapes and lots of things. I just really like to go overboard in general. Like whatever I'm building, I just add as much stuff as possible until I think it's enough and it looks good. Lots of details and pressed pedestals, you just know it. If you are not new here, you know what I'm talking about. But here I was specifically going for this minimalistic simple look. Simple probably isn't the right word for this, and I know that some of you will tell me that a lot of stuff's going on here and you're right, but I just wanted the lines and kind of the shape in general to stand out, so it's kind of minimalistic. And the same goes for the color palette. I only used lots of neutral colors. I used white, beige, these really bright warm wood colors, but I don't know, there isn't any color that really stands out or pops. Usually when I'm working on modern builds, for example, I like to create a contrast, so I have my pristine pedestal and the white is just popping and you can really see the white, and it just creates all these lines in the shape, and it's just popping, it just stands out. But here I feel like all these colors kind of are such a fun neutral mix and no color really stands out for me, and this is what I was going for. And this is like a really fine line. When you work on a build like this, you want it to be minimalistic and simple in a sense, but it's also really easy to cross that line and it looks boring because you didn't add enough and the shape is too simple, and this always scares me. Like whenever I'm working on a build like this, I'm like, is this enough? Does it look good? Is it too simple? I don't know. And oh my god, I'm already done. Usually I would add like, I don't know, 400 pristine pedestals now, and this always feels weird, but I really enjoyed to work on this. My last build was also modern, and the style was slightly similar. There was a lot of stuff going on in my last build, but here I just wanted this kind of style, but much cleaner, really minimalistic. I don't know, I'm just feeling this style. I'm just really, really loving this kind of style. When I'm looking at houses on the internet, on Pinterest, for example, like this kind of style, it just inspires me so much, and I really enjoy it. But at the same time, I feel like it's time to create something that's not modern for a change, but you just have to build what you love, I guess. Like when you feel inspired, just build it. This is the most fun, when you build what you want to build, and at the same time, these are the most beautiful builds. Like whenever I build something that I didn't really want to build, because I kind of forced myself, because I don't know, it was Christmas and I thought, hey, a Christmas build would be fun, why not, let's do it. And I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know, sometimes this isn't the best idea. Just build what you want to build. So I created the shape and I wanted to keep it very, very simple. Also, when it comes to the vegetation, the garden in general, I used these planting pots, which are from Get Together. There's a similar one which has a rectangular shape, which is from the base game. I've talked about this a couple of times. I have no idea where it came from. Like still, it just popped up in my game and it was there, and I was like, hello, rectangular planting pot, let's be friends. I'm going to use you everywhere in every build. And I also did that here. Like I used the round Get Together one, but I also placed the other one, and I used this rock or whatever it is. It's supposed to be used on or inside a pool, but it looks like a rock, and I use it here. As you can see, I place it on top of my platforms, and this way they are perfectly white. Like it's a really pristine, very clear, bright white color. Like it's not gray, it doesn't have any warm undertones or something. It's like a really perfectly white color. And when you use the platform color, like we can of course change the color of platforms, there's also a white swatch which is just as white, and when you combine the two, it looks perfect. On the other hand, when you are using a white wallpaper, it always looks weird depending on the light and where you're building on. Most of the time it has some type of grayish tint or a warm tint, as I said. So I don't know, it's like really difficult to have a really proper white color in build mode in this game sometimes. But this object here, it's just perfect. And then I wanted to have a frame going all around my pool. And as you can see, I was kind of struggling. I had no idea how to place this. Like the gaps, it all didn't add up, but it didn't make sense. So I left it at that at first. And these cute small fountains, I used the fountain tool for this because you can apply a really thick trim and it just looks really cool. I don't know, I just love the look, so I didn't use a pool for this. Most of the time I always use a pool. I rarely use fountains, but here I just used the fountain for once. Also, no terrain, no rocks. Not one single rock was used for this build, which is rare, but I don't know, I was just really feeling this really minimalistic style. But I have to say this is probably really different from my usual builds because I feel like this is way more realistic, and I hope that at least some of you enjoy this. This is like not completely weird and over the top, it's kind of realistic. Here I created some cubes using the platform tool. At first I wanted to place this white rock on top as you saw, but then this wasn't working out. And then I just used the platform tool to create this area, like some type of, I don't even know what this is. This is just a decorative wall. I just wanted to divide the space a bit, and this here is a chair. Your Sims can technically sit on this from, I don't even know from which pack it is, but I placed them inside my little cubes, and then I used a wall lamp and I placed the lamp at the cube, and I don't know, just like some decorative light feature. It's not functional, your Sims won't be able to sit on this, but it just looks fancy, and I did the same in the front. So this is kind of the thing when you want to build something minimalistic and you still want it to look interesting. You just have to figure out how to decorate without going overboard. I also feel like as soon as you add too many plants or trees, it just doesn't look right anymore. Not super minimalistic. But these planting pots, like these plants over here, they look super minimalistic in general, so they're just perfect. Same goes for my new friend, the rectangular planting pot from the base game, as I've said. Just perfect. And I'm using these trims that I just placed on the floor, the lighting stripe all over the build. This one is from Spa Day, also technically supposed to be used around a pool, I think, but I like to use them anywhere. I just place them wherever I can, but here for this build I really used a lot of them. I wanted to keep it simple, and these stripes were just a way to kind of divide different areas and sections. I don't really like when I build a wood floor next to tiles, and then I don't know, it just looks so unfinished and weird, and I feel like as soon as I add this object, it just looks really good and tied together. I love this object so much. This is such a random object that I love. Here I'm also using it, and I was kind of struggling to place these on top of the platform. For some reason it wouldn't let me in some areas. In other areas it would let me place it. I used the tool mod to bring some of them into the correct position. I don't know. And here I'm working on a hot tub. So I wanted to have a sunken hot tub. I built a basement. I used the lowest wall height available. I then clicked on the basement. I ran one story up just to the surface, and then you have this yellow outline. I clicked on the outline, removed the ceiling, and then I raised the platform on the inside as you saw, and then I placed my hot tub in there. I attached some stairs, and then I also raised some of the platforms like around the hot tub, and I just created this look. So technically it's in the basement, but it doesn't look like a basement anymore because I raised the platform so much. Also, after loading into this, I noticed that all stairs were gone. Like, I only used stairs in 2 areas of this build, for the hot tub and then on the inside, and in all other areas I only used platforms, and I don't know what it is. Like, there was nothing in the way and it was working perfectly fine, but as soon as I loaded in, they were gone. So if you download this from the gallery, if this should happen, I'm really sorry, and you just have to build the stairs again, which shouldn't be too difficult, but I have no idea what's going on. Maybe it's a bug, maybe I did something wrong, I have no idea, but just a disclaimer, I built the stairs, they are here, but I don't know, when they are gone, and I'm sorry. And there I just built my rectangular best friend on top of the platform inside the pool. I just wanted to mimic the shape of the fountains that I had built. I wanted to kind of remove parts of the pool so it looks as if they were like kind of taken out of the pool. Weird and hard to explain, but this kind of look. And I wanted to have an area on the outside where Sims could just sit and hang out and have a barbecue, so I decided to build a proper outdoor kitchen, and I'm going to build this one on the left side here. So Looks also really cool. I just love the whole look and design. So simple, but so fun. This build has 4 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. It's not that big. The lot size is slightly smaller than the lots that I'm usually building on, and also as you can see there is quite some space around the lot for landscaping, and I didn't want this to look super cramped in on the lot. I feel like a build like this kind of needs space and you just have a flower bed going around it or something. I just wanted to have some space in the front and back, which is why it's not super big even though it looks big. So I think it's kind of medium sized probably. Also, I wanted to give you an update on my last build. So in case you've missed it, I wasn't able to upload my last build at first. I talked about this in my last speed build and I said that I would try to fix it, and I was able to fix it. So in case you've missed it and if you wanted to grab this one from the gallery, my last build is now also available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald, so you can grab it from the gallery if you want to. I just want to say this in case you've missed it. So there was an issue where you couldn't enter live mode. So I was able to enter build mode, but I couldn't access live mode. The only workaround for me was to save the build to my library. I had done this luckily, and then I created a completely new save file. I selected a sim family, like some random family, and then I let the family move in live mode, and then I was on the lot already with the active family, and then I placed the affected lot from my library, and then it was working, and I could switch back and forth from build mode to live mode and all that to use tool. You also saw that in my speed build, but as soon as you went to manage world or closed the game, you weren't able to go back to live mode. So I had to create a new save file every time basically, so I was able to finish the build at least. And I mean, I have to use live mode while I'm building because I really like to use the tool mod here and there, so this was kind of my workaround. But of course a build like this isn't functional. The purpose of a build is to be downloaded and to be played in, and I didn't want to upload a build this way. It wouldn't make sense. So I wanted to fix it, and the wonderful Twisted Maxi luckily had a fix for this. So the issue is usually that when you are using the bb.protect cheat, which is coming with a cheat by Twisted Maxi, when you've activated this cheat and you delete a letter, it just kind of disappears, but it's still there and it's causing this issue. The thing is, I didn't even use this cheat. Like, I have used it in the past. It's such a great cheat, but I didn't do that for my last build, so I have no idea why it still happened, but it did. He also said that the game basically hates letters, so they are causing lots of different issues, and he also said that for future updates, like for his mod, the letters are going to be excluded from this cheat, so this doesn't happen again. Like in general, it has happened to lots of people like Marlon and Sadie. I've seen this on Twitter a lot. So this will be fixed, but letters apparently are generally super complicated. And the cheat itself is so amazing. Like, you know, when you want to apply a wallpaper to a wall and then for whatever reason the game just deletes some random objects and you are like, why? I just applied a wallpaper and that's it. And this cheat, when it's activated, prevents anything from being deleted. And this is just wonderful. So I really like to use it, but I didn't use it for my last build, as I said, but it still caused this issue and there are different workarounds. I ended up downloading Twisted Maxi's All Cheats mod, and then you can enter something to see all objects which are on your lot, and it told me that there are like 5 letters or something, even though I had only placed 3 letters. Like, I only saw 3, but there were basically 2 invisible letters kind of, which were probably causing the issue in the first place. And then you can use the mod to get the IDs of the letters, and then you can destroy this object with a command, and then all letters were gone. And I was happy and it was fixed. I replaced the letters and this time it was working perfectly fine and I was able to upload it. I just wanted to explain because some of you were curious and were asking, like when I posted about this yesterday, that the build is up. Some of you were curious and I just wanted to explain this in detail for those of you who are interested. I'm just so happy that I was able to fix it because I was really proud of that build. And I mean, in general, this has never happened before. When I'm building something, I'm uploading it. No matter if I'm proud or not, I'm just uploading the build. So whoever wants to use it can use it. And it just felt so weird to have a speed build, but no build. And I'm just happy. So if you want to grab it from the gallery, you can do that. As I said, my ID is KateEmerald, so you can just grab it from the gallery. And I'm just happy that it's fixed. And also check out this speed build if you haven't yet. I just love this build. Like, if you like modern builds, you will love the other one probably more than this one. Like, it's a bit more spectacular. I mean, I like minimalistic stuff, but it was really quite spectacular. But let's talk about the custom fence that I've just built. So what I did was I used this wall decoration from Eco Lifestyle, and I built a half wall, the lowest height available, like this teeny tiny half wall. I'm still so grateful that we got new half wall heights at some point in a base game update. So I used this teeny tiny one, and then I placed the Eco Lifestyle wall decoration right on the half wall. The thing is, it snaps through the half wall, but the half wall is so small that it's not really visible. So you can just use it to attach your wall decoration, and that's it. And then I used some columns. I think I used the ones from Get Together, and I attached the columns in some areas so it looks like a fence post, and this made it look like a proper fence. And I really like how it turned out. And I used the spotlight lighting stripe also at the bottom all around it, and it looks like a custom fence. And I had used this wall decoration in other areas as well, so it was all tied together. And here I'm working on the interior, on a kitchen, and this is a no-CC gallery art painting. I'm going to give credit in the description box so you can grab this from the gallery as well. It just looks so beautiful, and I really like to look for gallery art. Like, I'm not using CC, and for me gallery art is like CC shopping. I'm just typing in gallery art, hashtag no CC gallery art, and I'm just looking up all that stuff to find some nice gallery art. And I was looking for some modern stuff, and I found this kitchen backsplash, or I mean, you could use it for all kinds of different things, but it looks like bricks, but it's just a painting, and this kind of set the tone for the whole interior at this point. I wanted to have some contrast. I also used lots of wood, so it kind of looks like the exterior a bit. The painting on the left is also from the same creator, I think. Again, you can find all the information in the description box, and please check them out in the gallery and download their stuff, because I mean, look at this, just magnificent. So I placed lots of stuff in the front yard, like gallery art. You can download them, and they are attached to a wall, and then I just placed all the walls in the front yard so I could just grab them, and I was just able to place the paintings quickly. And the kitchen is like right in the entrance area, kind of. So your Sims enter the house, and here they are, the kitchen. I mean, the kitchen is kind of the heart of the house in so many houses. This is where people are gathering, and also for the Sims, they're constantly preparing food, eating and stuff. So this is kind of cooler things. So when your kids come home from school, they can eat something and all that. It's like right in the center. I mostly decorated using the no-CC gallery art. I placed a couple of plants here and there, but I tried to keep the interior as minimalistic and simple as the exterior. And this is really difficult for me, because sometimes, like, look at this plant, for example. It's just on a platform, and this can look artsy and cool, but it can also look weird and boring. And I'm always afraid that it's not working out, like when I only have like a beautiful chair and a lamp. Like, I don't know, sometimes simple things can look so interesting and kind of, I don't know, just really like a really good design, and sometimes it's just a chair and a lamp and it looks boring, kind of. And I just did my best to have this kind of style, and I hope it's not boring. I used the sofas from Discover University. At first I wanted to build them, like place them in this corner, but it looked super weird, so I decided against this, and I ended up placing them there. It's super sun flooded and beautiful because it's Desert Valley. And I decided to have two different floor colors. These are the same that I had used on the outside, and I simply placed this in front of the stairs, and I then decided to just expand it and to just use it for the whole living room. So as you can see, I just have this gray stripe, I don't know, right in the living room. And then I built a platform, so the whole dining area is kind of on a platform. It's slightly raised. And then I decided to use the same wall divider or wall decoration that I had used in different areas and also for the fence. And I did the same thing. I built a half wall, the smallest wall height available, and then I attached the wall decoration, and I used two TVs. So the living room is right behind the dining area, so there's a TV for the dining area, and on the other side there's a TV for the living room area, so there are lots of TVs. No matter where your Sims are sitting, they can watch TV in this house. I just thought it looked cool to have a TV on both sides. And then I just placed a piano in the corner. As you can see, it's relatively simple. This is what I was talking about, and this is like, again, such a fine line, and I was just hoping that it would work out. This area here is the living room. I also built a bathroom in the corner, like in the living room area, because it was such a big room, and I really have a tendency to forget bathrooms recently. Like, I'm working on the floor plan and I just work on the living area, and I'm like, hey, there's no bathroom. And I feel like you need lots of bathrooms right next to the bathrooms. So you build en-suites, for example, or you at least have one bathroom on the same floor as the bathrooms. But I also feel like you need at least one bathroom like in the living area right next to the living room or something, or Sims always have to walk up the stairs and stuff. So I definitely wanted to make sure to incorporate at least one bathroom down there. It's not the biggest one, but it's doing the job. It's working fine. It's a bathroom. So this is another living room, kind of. We have the huge open living room, including the TV, and this is like, I don't know, like some type of formal living room where you could just hang out at the fireplace. I don't know, like rich things, like stuff rich Sims do. I don't know. I just wanted to fill this area with another fancy living room. And here I had to add another platform, and this is always happening. Like, ever since we got platforms, I'm working on a build like this, and you can have a one-step height difference, so your Sims can traverse. They can step on the platform and you don't have to attach stairs. So when I'm working on a build like this, I always make sure that the height difference is only one step, so it works perfectly fine. You can see that there is a height difference between the kitchen and the living room, for example, but there's also a height difference when it comes to the outside, like the front of the house. And again, only one step height difference, or it's not working, or I would have to attach stairs. And then I kind of figure it all out, and I build, and I add section by section, and then at some point I noticed, okay, this isn't adding up. Like, this is a height difference of 2 steps or something, and then I have to change stuff, add more platforms, and this always happens for some reason. And what also annoys me is when you're working with platforms in general, and when you sometimes like build a room, you close the room, and suddenly it's raising the platform on the whole floor and your whole furniture is gone. I don't know, platforms are wonderful, but they are so complicated sometimes, but also amazing. So this is one of the bedrooms. I also kept them quite minimalistic. They are technically kids or teen rooms, but I didn't want to have them like I wanted to have them minimalistic, so I didn't want to add a lot of doll houses and stuff. You could always just add the stuff you need yourself. They are really simple, minimalistic, and neutral. Like, neutral when it comes to the age. Anyone could live in them, like a kid or a grown-up. It doesn't matter. They're like super neutral, no kids branding or something. It's really just a simple room. And this here is the master bedroom. I again used some no-CC gallery art, really sun-flooded, really minimalistic. And on the left side you can see the bathroom. I used the snowy escape windows to have this room divider for the bathroom, for the shower, the walk-in shower. And back then we had to rotate the island living glass floors, but now we can just use the snowy escape window. So if you want to have this look for your shower, just use a wall and the snowy escape windows and a black column. It just looks wonderful. And you can also use it for other things on the interior, but I especially like to use it for bathrooms and like for walk-in showers. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. You can grab this build from the gallery. The tray files are available on my Patreon. And also it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. Thank you so much to Sim Sadie, Shannon McClam, Shamonique Jefferson, Molly, Charlotte, and Britta1607. Thank you so much. I love you so much and I appreciate the support. Of course, I also appreciate the support of all my other Patreons. I love you all so much. And anyone who watches this, I love you. Thank you for any support. You are all the best and I love you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I hope you have a absolutely fantastic weekend and day, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!